So, something I have been seeing with Forza Horizon 6 is simply down to the fact that a lot of players have been wondering exactly how this game did end up coming out 5 years later. And maybe this can contribute to people's expectations being too high, or maybe a lot of people were expecting a lot more. Because, being honest, I mean, 5 years is kind of a long time, man. So, I do understand that. And that's the thing, like, I'm not saying Forza Horizon 6 is a terrible game because it does have some great things about it. I am saying, though, it is a pretty long development cycle for a game that really doesn't feel like a revolution in a way, but more like an evolution of Forza Horizon 5 by adding some things. I was honestly expecting some bigger jumps in those 5 years, if I'm being honest with you guys. At least that's what I think. And I have been noticing, I think other people are kind of thinking the exact same thing. A lot of people could agree that Forza Horizon 5 did end up setting a pretty decent foundation. We can all agree on that, right? There was a lot of cars in there was a lot of races, things to do. Event Labs was very cool. Overall, I would say people did not like the map, which is probably obvious at this point, but I think a lot of people still played the game and did enjoy it, at least kind of. I would admit, at least kind of anyway, because there were still things to do, car builds, different things. The map does play a big role. But I also do think with a 5-year time period like that, a lot of people are probably looking at Forza Horizon 5 going, all right, well, this game is kind of done. I need Forza Horizon 6 now. And we all do know having a bigger time frame of development, players probably naturally expected a lot of new things to be added, or at least new major systems to be added to the game that was different from Forza Horizon 5. And to be honest, guys, I don't really think we're seeing a ton of that. Like, yes, we did end up getting a new map. Easily, everyone has said this before, it's probably one of the best maps they've ever added, right? That is 100% true. The overall visuals on the game does look pretty dang good. Although I will admit I kind of like the coloring of Forza Horizon 4 more. I will say that. The overall weather system in the game is great to see. Again, that was not in FH5. I love that. They did try to take a different approach with the progression, but I do kind of think in ways that maybe they could have did even better with it, as it kind of felt like a bare bones system to me. And people are kind of like, okay, well, I completed that, got to Legend Island, which most people kind of forgot about within a few hours, and then they're like, okay, what do I do next? And then, of course, we also did end up having the wheel spins return, but this time they were 100 times worse than Forza Horizon 5, and people are already tired of grinding for those to get 5,000 credits out of one. So now you have to go into the auction house and all that good stuff. But the other part is we also did end up getting new cars. Of course we did end up getting that stuff, but there is a lot of things I feel like should have came in this game that did not, and it's kind of weird. Like, one thing, guys, I have to say, I didn't really get to experience the clubs in Forza Horizon 3, but I have heard it was awesome. It was really cool and a dope system that should have been in the other games afterwards. And the fact that it wasn't in 6, it's kind of weird because you don't really have any social features that are in the game for a big open world racing game. Am I right? I mean, guys, we are literally driving around a massive map. There is the car meets. Okay, we got the car meets in there. I don't really think it matters because you go in there and use the text things to talk to players. I think having a proxy chat, which I gotta say, no proximity chat, bro, is honestly insane to me in this game. Like, if you're in the same server area, you should be able to hear people, man. I'm gonna say this. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 had lobby chat, bro. I know they're different games, but we're talking about a lobby chat where you can meet and talk to people. And man, I even made friends back then talking to random people, racing them, going, hey, bro, I'm going to beat you this next race. They go, oh, no, you're not, dude. I'm better than you. I'm driving this car. That was really cool. And you could do something similar in FH6 if you were meeting people and getting to know them. Even like he mentioned in Stevio's video, he was talking about the trial. Imagine being able to talk to your teammates and even meet people in that. That would be so dang dope to be able to do that. And another thing is, speaking of that, what about the convoys of being able to maybe expand that a little bit? We all do know Forza is no longer on Xbox One, so that should open up more doors, I would say. You know what I mean? Maybe on the other side of that, more player hubs and activities that could make players actually talk to each other. I really do think the car meet should have proximity chat at least. Maybe not in the open world. I don't know if they could actually do that, but bro, the car meets really should have that. And then if you are racing in PvP and stuff, it would be really cool to talk to the other people. I mean, I hope it's not a reason of them going, well, you might end up getting, raged at, or someone could swear and get angry at you. It's like, yeah, I mean, it is an online game. We do know in Call of Duty people rage and get mad, and other racing games people could do that, but you could also meet some really cool people and have a lot of friends. And then also, if someone might end up being annoying, You could simply just mute those people, man. I'm kind of confused on how none of these things were added into this game after over 4 years. I was really expecting more social things, especially like a proximity chat and at least a way to message players easier or get to know people easier in the game. But it really wasn't the thing that I was expecting. And a lot of people got the new house setups and all that, which was cool for a couple of weeks. But I feel like a lot of players just kind of got tired of that. And then mixed with the new progression system on the game, they really weren't all reinvented in a way. They kind of just were slapped on version of Forza Horizon 5, a little bit upgraded in the way they kind of had shown this stuff. A lot of people are like, okay, this is kind of cool, but when they played it, they're like, oh, yeah, this is not what I was expecting. And to be honest, one thing I kind of think about with that is simply down to the fact that a lot of other people have mentioned this. If you remove all the things they did not add, like the clubs, the social features, and to be real, they really should have other PvP options in the game, dude. I don't understand how there isn't more PvP options in the game, and what I mean by that is more of the fun game modes that were in FH1, or even the ones that were in 5 that were removed, or can we actually have more spec racing to where we could pick specific cars over way more tracks? I think it's going to end up getting super repetitive and boring quickly, as a lot of people are probably looking for some of these things. I mean, yes, the spec racing is fun, PvP racing is cool, guys, but it's also kind of a ghost wasteland in a way, as you can't really talk to the other racers. I think you should be able to at least chat with those racers like you would be able to in something like a Call of Duty lobby. I mean, you're in one server racing, only you like 12 players. You should be able to chat with each other, man. So that, I bet you can have a lot of friendships spawn from that or other things. And I'm really surprised that's not a thing. But also having more modes and all that would probably help the game be more fun, as I really do think, guys, a lot of people were expecting the overall gameplay loop to kind of be similar. We all do know Forza Horizon's formula isn't probably all that different, but over 5 years, players probably were expecting something a little bit different. But I think the core gameplay loop is a little too familiar with a lot of people, and I kind of think that's kind of a big issue. And then, you know what? Let's pivot a little bit and talk about the other issue that's kind of plaguing this game. A lot of people are probably looking for a better model of updates and different things coming to the game, and I kind of feel like a lot of that might have to do with the live service model holding a lot of things back. For example, we all do know the cars in Forza Horizon 5 that are not in 6, they will end up releasing those cars over the next few months, right? And then on top of that, we'll end up getting the bigger DLCs and different cars being added and stuff like that. And it kind of makes me wonder, because players are probably expecting a huge generational, like a next gen type of leap here with other content that they can build on with more stuff coming in with better updates. And it doesn't really seem like they're kind of focusing on that much. And it kind of makes me wonder. I kind of really do think about where the overall development time went. Like, did they have issues with the engine? Were they having issues with optimization? Were they working a lot on cross-platform and they were trying to get the PS5 version ready? Was it the entire map that took around 4 or 5 years to create in this game? Was that the biggest issue with the entire seasonal design and everything that they did? I mean, I kind of think about this stuff, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Maybe there are some things that players did not notice. I really don't know. I'm super curious to know what y'all think about this, as it has been a topic I have legit been seeing everywhere. And I really do kind of think a lot of players were expecting a lot more out of Forza Horizon 6. As, I mean, 5 years is a long time, man, and people jump in. And I've been seeing a lot of people saying it's essentially the same game with a different map of 5. I mean, the crazy part is, I can kind of see that in ways. I'm not going to lie, guys. Like, the overall gameplay loop for me is super similar to 5. Like, I jumped on FH5. It was a few days ago, and I was playing the game for like around 2 hours. I was just racing and stuff, and then I jumped on 6. And I was like, yeah, I could definitely see the similarities overall. Like, yes, the map is 100 times better in 6. But if that's the main point and everything else is kind of having issues, then, yeah, I kind of think that's going to be a problem. Because a lot of people are like, wait, Forza Horizon 6 is not a terrible game. But after 5 years, I think players expected a way bigger leap than this. And a lot of people are even saying this is basically like a Forza Horizon 5 update or something like that, or it's a super similar version of that game. And I will be honest, guys, after playing FH4, 5, and 6, I will say the last previous 3 games are definitely insanely similar with their designs overall. And I think a lot of people would also end up noticing that. I am hoping the next game will end up doing something, taking a bigger leap, and doing some things a little bit differently. As Forza Horizon 6 for me, I really do think they missed a mark on a lot of things, guys. Like, I'm gonna be real on that. I really do. The overall festival playlist being pretty much the same thing for almost 8+ years now is absolutely wild to me. They could definitely change that around. The fact that you also have to be online now to max out that, isn't that kind of interesting? You cannot max it out unless you guys are having Xbox Live, which is kind of insane, or PlayStation Plus when that comes. If you don't have it, then you pretty much cannot max it out, which is very weird. There should be like a couple of more races in there to give players the option to do it. Yeah, I really don't understand the way things are happening, man. But y'all know what's kind of interesting though is I've also been seeing a lot of comments saying that people really were super hyped up for Forza Horizon 6, especially with it being in Japan, which is probably the most anticipated map ever. People have been asking for this map for what, like 10 years now, and I really don't think a lot of people were expecting this game to get boring faster than what Forza Horizon 5 did. I really would say this was something I was not on my bingo card, man. I was kind of expecting FH6 to really hold hype and actually be amazing for a super long time. But I will admit, I kind of think a lot of people were expecting a lot more from this game after how long it has been since 5. And so far, looking at that, a lot of people are like, man, dude, I really don't see the point of this. Like, if you want to add the car meets to it, make them actually accessible so we could talk to other players. Like, you're kind of just driving around, honking your horn at people, and then what are you going to do? Throw up the text that goes, nice driving, bro. It's like, how about no? I really don't think that's it, dude. A lot of people pretty much got through the entire story of this game, and then they got really bored because they realized the entire gameplay loop is so similar, guys. And that's the thing. I just want to be honest here, as someone who has played every single game and also went back and really analyzed what people are saying about this game. It really is kind of mind-blowing to me, as they really did miss the mark. A lot of things could have made this game 100 times better and really made the overall leap of Forza Horizon 6 in Japan something a lot bigger than what it was. And the other part of this, though, that I think is pushing people away, that yes, the map is probably the most amazing thing about this game. They really did do an amazing job on it, but I kind of also think that's the only thing they probably focused on more than other aspects of the game that players were wanting. And one thing, guys, I have been noticing everywhere, the entire economy of Forza Horizon 6 is honestly broken, and in ways, it is legitimately terrible. The reason for that is you really cannot get wheel spins that easy. There's no challenges to get them. There's no way to get them unless you do the weekly playlist, which we all do know how that's going for people. They're kind of tired of it. There's no other ways to get them. There's no challenges, which there really should be. But the other part of that, though, is we also have the wheel spins that are legit terrible, that give you pretty much nothing all the time. And a lot of players don't want to go farm races and make 20,000 or 15,000 when you go into the auction house. The cars are $20 million, man. I just don't understand the entire thought process behind this, because I would say a lot of the new games nowadays, specifically Forza, is probably designed to make players probably get engaged in the game, or kind of give you like the dopamine hits of cars and really wanting you in there, right? I kind of think Forza Horizon 6 is actually losing engagement following the exact same formula this long. And y'all know what though, speaking of following Forza Horizon this long, can I ask a question? Why can you not see other players on the map when you're looking at the game? Am I the only one confused on that, bro? Why can you not see people on the map? If you're looking at the map, you can't see players literally anywhere. Now, I'm guessing it's the servers, but my goodness, dude, this is insane, guys. I could keep yapping about this for a while, as it really does frustrate me a little bit, as I really was also expecting a lot more from this game with that longer development cycle. And then I also did have people telling me that, dude, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be very similar to 5 and 4. And I'm like, no, 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 no. They're really going to take leaps here. And after the game launched, guys, I immediately went, dang, well, I guess those people are right. And you guys know what the worst part is? It pretty much takes my expectations almost to zero for Forza Horizon 7, or kind of like the future of this game a bit, because I really don't know how they're going to kind of fix this or turn this around at this point, as the overall core design of the game can't really change now unless they do it in the next game, which we all do know that one, depending on where it's located, might not be able to hold any of the hype of Forza Horizon 6 simply because it's not Japan or a really crazy map like that. But if they can build on other areas, then it might be possible. But honestly, guys, I think a lot of players are in a very similar boat here. I've been seeing a lot of things talked about this, a lot of missed opportunities with Forza Horizon 6. And I would like to know what y'all think. What do you guys think are the biggest missed opportunities that Forza Horizon 6 should have gotten? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. For me, I'm going to say I think the social side of it, being able to talk to players and interact with people better and also easier, should have 100% been a thing in this game. The fact that it isn't is honestly a massive L.